Hey, Saturday night. That's what I do, I guess. Anyway, here's a tune by a group of 4 Air Force guys called the Pastels. And the lead singer went on to have a hit with You Could Be Swinging from a Star later, and the record has this super high voice. I think it's one of them because there's no cis female listed in the credits. But anyway, I just started with a vibe sound here, and then I doubled it up with that Hydrosynth. So here's the Numa doing vibes going. Interesting, that overtone on the low C is an F sharp. Wait. Oh, no, it's an E. It's kind of both. Kind of like in the middle of Glad, traffic. Well, time to turn the reverb down, go back to a piano sound, and say something a little bit like, maybe. showed me the right way to play this, and it's been so long that I probably forgot it. But come on, let's go play it on the piano. It'll sound better if the phone doesn't fall apart. You want to see some of my etchings? I've been doing a lot of sketching and etching. Here's the one from today. It's called The Young Man. Okay, that's the profile. Now this is what he's looking at, and this is what it's making him think of. It's like that Jennifer Page song, It's Just a Crush, Vanilla Skies. Anyway, that's today. And this was yesterday and today. I think it's a duck, but maybe it's not finished yet. I'm not really sure. And what was before that? Oh, and this is from the day before. I got these pens for $5 at the $5 shop that they draw in one color and markers, and then if you run another marker over them, it changes the colors. Anyway, that's from the day before. And this one I had to use a lot of whiteout on because the mouth got all messed up, but I think it turned out okay. Whatever it is. The day before that's not worth showing. And then there's a cool one from the day before that, but it's a little bit X-rated, so I'll just show you part of it. I think it's a good expression on the guy's face. Kind of Cubist Indian. Oops, I guess I wasn't covering the part I was going to try to cover. Flying dicks everywhere. And the day before that, well, this was actually a couple of days before that. But I have a nice tree in this one. I think it's a nice tree anyway. It doesn't really look like a tree, but that kind of looks like a hat, right? with his brain popping out. Oh, Chris Richards. Low Spark. Yeah, okay, I'll get back to the music. Good idea, Chris. Thanks. Here we go. Anyway, let's see. Can you see me? Oh, wow, it's a great angle. Anyway, sorry for all this mess. Oh, we could maybe use the pictures as a backdrop. Nah, that'll never work. But anyway, here's your oldest granddaughter. From playing No Excuses. Bill Evans. No, not just bad playing. I came up with a pretty cool chord earlier the other day. I wrote it down. Let me see. What is it? I think it's this. Oh, it sounded good before. Was it this? Or was it this? I think that's it. Better. yesterday that the doors sucked. That is, to me, wrong. I hate him as much as you do, but I don't think anyone should blame Trump for not being able to follow a coherent line of thought. I mean, who can at this age? Yeah, maybe that's the secret. This age, yeah. Here's to the youngins. May they inherit the earth. Huh. It's the piano. Anyway, maybe it's time for my friend to come back and tune it up again. But it sounds pretty good now. I think it went out, and then when it got cold, it went back in again. But it's still got like some, like there's always this note, and this one, and this one. Wait. Yeah, that's just one string, but it kind of sounds good. If I can only play it. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's try. Oh, wow, look at that. Let's see if this makes sense. I think we found the key that's out of tune on the piano these days, and B. But anyway, what a great song. Speaking of which, I just spoke to Hilly Michaels tonight. He's hanging in there, but he's not doing all that great. So if you're friends with Hilly, give him a call or hit me up for his number. He'd probably be happy to hear from you. Hilly's drummer had he played with Ian Hunter, Sparks, a lot of people, Dan Hartman, and he had 2 solo records on Warner's. First one produced by Roy Thomas Baker, and I think maybe Dan Hartman helped produce that too. GE's on it. I played a little bit on it. Greg Hawkes from the Cars, Jimmy McAllister, Rick Derringer. Anyway, he wrote some great stuff. Yeah. He's got a song "Calling All Girls." It's one of those videos, one of the early videos. It's kind of strange, but "Calling All Girls" by Hilly Michaels. If you don't know who he is, that's one way to find him on YouTube. I can't play in that key though. bass player, and more. Leslie Mill. Oh, Stavern, hey. You're in Florence visiting your daughter? Oh my gosh, with jet lag. Lovely. Hi, Stavern, thanks. So that means it's like a little bit of jet lag. Yeah, it's 6 in the morning there or something, probably almost. Well, ciao, Bella. Go to the museum and say hi for me. And maybe by now Aim to Go has forgiven me for that chapter in my memoirs that I had to fix. I hope, anyway. Hi, have fun.